Okay, welcome everyone to Pontos Fathom. We are playing Eldritch Horror, Yog-Sothoth, and this is turn 1. If you want to go back to see our setup video, that's the prior video. There's a link below. And welcome to this series where we're doing different topics each month around gaming. This month is Cthulhu games. And okay, so what we've got today is the Joe Diamond, Rita Young, and S1E01 Rousseau taking the first turn of Yog-Sothoth on the rise. Our mystery card that talks about Yog-Sothoth struggling to free himself between dimensions, tearing holes in the reality into pieces. So when the investigator closes the gate, he may discard 2 spells and seal the rift and place the gate on this card. And at the end of the Mythos phase, if there are gates on this card equal to half our investigators, we can solve this mystery. So we need to get clues, we need to get spells, and to get spells, maybe we can solve clues or visit Arkham, Buenos Aires, even maybe the Himalayas, or close gates. There could be some rewards of spells there. Just so everyone knows, we also have the Cities in Ruin, Fall of Man. So I've got the rules close at hand for City in Ruins and for Eldritch Horror. So we've got that. And okay, let's start. So we're going to start with Rita. Rita Young is going to be able to take her actions. So as we guys know that there's actions, encounters, and the Mythos phase. So we start off in turn 1, the action phase. So let's see, Rita is in Shanghai. I think she is going to get a focus, just in case she needs to re-roll. And then she will move to the Himalayas. And this way, she can do that encounter there, and the expedition encounter, and maybe she can gain a spell, and that'll help us towards our goals. As for, well, I know that Joe Diamond is very close to this clue, but I think I'm going to strategically have S1E01 go toward that clue, and I'm going to set Joe in motion towards closing this gate and going after this clue. All right, so what Joe will do is he will buy a train ticket for his action, and then he will spend that train ticket, do his 1 move, and as you know, with a train ticket, you get to do an additional move. So first is his move, and second is his train ticket, and now he is in Arkham, and he will do an Arkham encounter, and maybe he can gain an incantation spell in Arkham. So that would be great if you could do that. Let me move these here. I don't know what that is. These can go over here. Okay. And lastly, it is our painter, S1E01 Rousseau. She will also do a similar thing, except she will take a boat ticket. Right? So she takes her boat ticket. She will move and then spend her boat ticket to forward onto Tokyo. And then she can have an encounter in Tokyo. Okay, so that is our simplified action phase. Everyone gets to perform 2 actions, and I think that's what we're doing here. So good start, and now let's do our encounters. So first encounter, let's go with our fearless leader, Rita Young, in the Himalayas for an expedition, and we'll take the expedition card here. And you duck into a cave to find shelter from the deadly snowstorm. Inside the tunnels, twists and turns in the dark, making it almost impossible to navigate. So I'm going to do an observation check. So Rita's going to do observation check. And she fails her observation check. So I think I will have her read the fail condition as opposed to re-rolling. So large winged crab-like beings surround you. You're going to have to fight if you want to escape. Okay, so Rita, she has a couple of things going for her here. She has 4 strength, but she also has a talent that she can re-roll 1 dice when resolving a strength test. So let's see how she does here. She rolls. She gets a 6. She passes. If you pass, you subdue the Migo for study. Gain 2 clues. If you fail, the creature injects you with... Oh, wait, we don't have to know about that. Okay, so she has... failed this, and but she has failed, but she's actually won 2 clues out of this, so this is great. So let's put this here, and I will get 2 clues for her, and in the clue bag, and she can be rewarded those clues. Okay, so next up would be let's do Joe Diamond. He's just going to have an encounter in Arkham. So let's go to Arkham, and let's read his encounter. You find arcane symbols at the Miskatonic University Administration Building. Gain 1 non-ritual spell. Oh, great! This is great because he's gaining a spell. The Dean fears that they portend disaster. If you try to ritually remove them, you try to ritually remove them. So I've got to roll a check for Joe. It's his lore check, which he's not too great at. And he fails his lore check. If you fail, you suffer dire results. Impair eye and strength. Yikes. Okay. So he has impair of eye and strength. This is not good. So let's see what this does for him later. Okay, so impair eye and strength. Okay. Luckily for him, he has a weapon which gives him, he can re-roll some dice for strength test. So this is not good news, but he does gain a spell. So we can pull a spell out here, and he gets summon, what kind of spell? A ritual spell. Yes, summon Byaki. A test for lore. If you pass, move to a space within 2 spaces, then flip this card. So I can do this as one of my actions. I can move 2 spaces with just a spell. And I also have a spell that I can use to close this. I need 2 spells. So at least we've got that. I think he's going to have to buy some. I think he's going to have to buy some kind of weapon or something that he can improve his attacks with, because now his strength is very low. So he's going to be debilitated here right out of the gate. And next we have Sefina in Tokyo. So let's do a Tokyo encounter. Your hotel room is haunted by a yurei. You are terrified as the white-clad woman howls and passes through you. Okay, let's see what she has to do here. The yurei. She rolls her observation with no... And she passes. If you pass, you discover several magical texts. Improve her lore. Now this is great for her because when she improves lore, she can put this on her backstory, and she gets 3 of those, and she can resolve her backstory. So this is great. This was good luck for the team. Okay. And lastly, that is it. We've got everyone accounted for. Okay, so the expedition has been completed, so I will move the expedition to Tunguska, which is the top card of the expedition. And now we have completed the action phase and the encounter phase, so let's move on to the Mythos phase. All right, so we've completed action, we've done encounters, and now Mythos. So let's see what our first Mythos card has for us. And okay, so let's start out from the top. We have to advance the omen by 1. So let's move the omen 1. And remember, when we do one turn around this omen track, because of this Eldritch token, we will do a Cities in Ruin card. So advance Doom by 1 for each gate. So we have 1 gate open in London. So we will advance Doom from 14 to 13. So the clock is ticking downward. Now we'll also resolve Reckonings. So resolving Reckonings here. Do we have any Reckonings in the players? Monsters? No. No Reckoning, no Reckoning, no Reckoning. And then there's a Yog-Sothoth Reckoning, which is each investigator on a space containing a gate. No players are on a gate, so that's good luck. So we're clear from Reckoning, which is good. And then lastly, spawn a gate. So we can spawn a gate, and it spawns back on Sydney, where Safina just came from, and we will go to our monster bag. And as you can see from our reference, we spawn the gate here. So we grab our monster bag, pull out a monster from the monster bag, and we have the Spawn of Sebak. The Spawn of Sebak, a tough one. And it also has a Reckoning, so we got to be careful on that. And okay, and that is the Mythos round. Let's just read the Mythos text now. An article on the back page of the newspaper catches your attention. An unexplained attack on a remote outpost left no survivors. You've read about 2 other similar attacks happening in the same region. You can see that the forgotten corners of the globe are growing more dangerous. Ancient Guardians is this card. Event, spawn 2 monsters on the active expedition space. Yikes. Spawn 2 more monsters. Now, I think if we remember that there is a quota of the number of gates, but not numbers of monsters for one of the players' backstories. So we get a cultist and the young Chthonian. So that will be a challenge if Rita goes to accept that, or maybe Rita and Safina can attack together. And that is the Mythos phase. So we're done with phase, with turn 1. And I will discard the Mythos card. And I'm just going to leave you with a quick reading from the Archaeology of Yog-Sothoth here before we go to turn 2. It's just a little component that I thought was fitting because we have the Yog-Sothoth adventure. And I will leave a link in the description for this. But if you take a look here, oh, this is a good one. What is interesting here is our archaeological approach to the Necronomicon in the act of unconcealing what has been forgotten. And what has been forgotten? Humanity under the effects of lethe, slaves to oblivion. So this archaeology will begin with tools of thought in the realms of the mind, and our sight will begin with the Necronomicon fragment, leading us down the strata left to us by Lovecraft's historical signifying chain, which are more symptomatic than causal. Past the veil of madness of Alhazred, past the dead dreaming Cthulhu in sunken Rilliah, past the gibbering mouths of the black goat, past the tentacled insanity of Yog-Sothoth, to the ontological root of our excavation, the unconcealing of Azathoth. Okay, folks, click the video for round 2, second turn, and I will see you back. Take care.